Good morning. Welcome to my channel, Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. Welcome or welcome back. I appreciate you showing up. It is 6 o'clock in the morning in Montana, 8 o'clock on the East Coast, 5 o'clock on the West Coast. It is July 26th. It is Wednesday. My brain keeps thinking Thursday. I don't know why. Maybe it's wishful thinking, or just long days that should be further in the week, but it's not. Here on Wednesday. What we do here is look at the new releases coming out this week, and we're looking at it genre by genre. On Monday, we looked at mysteries. Yesterday, we looked at romances and some cozies. We'll do a little bit more of that. And today, we are going to look at sci-fi fantasy, see if there's any of those. We're looking at those on bookriot.com. They are nice enough to show us. Good morning, Mary. Happy Wednesday. Halfway through the week. Did you have a good night? I slept pretty okay. And I actually didn't get up as frequently as I do. Keo sleeps through the night, which is a blessing. It's me who gets up, and he looks at me and goes, "Again? Seriously, woman, stop drinking things in the evening." But all right. So here are the new releases. And again, we're going to look at a nice thing about Book Riot, again, is that they let us filter out to just look at specific genres. Those are the fantasies. Some of them are young adult or middle grade, it looks like. But we're also going to mix in there some sci-fi. Didn't add a whole lot. All right. So first one, and again, these are in here alphabetically by title. A Benny's Song. I'm probably saying that wrong. By P. Jelly Clark, middle grade fantasy. Not really interested in fantasy. I'm sorry, in middle grade. But it has a nice cover. Time is clicking. Let's move on. Bonesmith by Nikki Powell-Credo. Fantasy young adult. Let's see. Gideon the Ninth meets the Game of Thrones White Walkers in this dark young adult fantasy about a disgraced ghost-fighting warrior who must journey into a haunted wasteland to rescue a kidnapped prince. That's all we need to know about that. Next one. Emergent Properties by Amy Ogden. Novellas, science fiction. Only 128 pages. If you're missing your Murderbot fix, Emergent Properties is a worthy successor. This gets my attention. I love Murderbot. Those are by Martha Wells. They are, most of them are novella length, which is fantastic for if you are doing like a Goodreads goal. You want to hit a certain number of books in a year, and you're close, but you just need to cross that finish line. Reading a book like Murderbot helps you clock up the numbers. Emergent Properties is the touching adventure of an intrepid AI reporter hot on the heels of brewing corporate warfare from Nebula Award-nominated author Amy Ogden. A state-of-the-art AI with a talent for asking questions and finding answers, Scorn is nevertheless a parental disappointment. Defying the expectations of Zur human mothers, CEOs of the world's most powerful corporations, Scorn has made a life of Zur own, as an investigative reporter, crisscrossing the globe in pursuit of the truth, no matter the danger. In the middle of investigating a story on the moon, Scorn comes back online to discover it has no memory of the past 10 days and no idea what story it was even chasing. Letting it go is not an option if it wants to prove itself. Scorn must trace its steps in a harrowing journey to uncover an even more explosive truth than it could ever have imagined. They lost me, but it sounds intriguing. I suppose we'll have more of that kind of book. That one's obviously middle grade, not really interested. My channel, not interested in middle grade. The Sun and the Void by Gabriela Romero Lacruz. Very cool. Let's check back here. that you know of. Yeah, the covers, not really. Hi, Patty. Welcome. Good morning. We are just looking at the new releases, and right now we're looking at sci-fi fantasy. We're going through it fairly quickly. Some of these are middle grade. Not really interested in that. So this one is The Sun and the Void, 576 pages. Two women embark on an unforgettable quest that draws them into a world of dark gods and ancient magic. In this sweeping fantasy debut, inspired by the history and folklore of colonial South America. Reina is desperate. Stuck on the edges of society, Reina's only hope lies in an invitation from a grandmother she's never met. But the journey to her is dangerous, and prayer can't always avert disaster. Attacked by creatures that stalk the mountains, Reina is on the verge of death until her grandmother, a dark sorceress, intervenes. Now dependent on Donya's magic for her life, Reina will do anything to earn and keep her favor, even the bidding of an ancient god who whispers to her at night. Eva Casare is unwanted. Illegitimate and of mixed heritage, Eva is her family's shame. She tries to be the perfect daughter, but Eva is hiding a secret. Magic calls to her. Even though she should fight the temptation, magic is a sign of the dark god, and using it is punishable by death. Yet it's hard to ignore power when it has always been denied you. Eva is walking a dangerous path, and in the end she'll become something she never imagined. Also not for me. But that cover is beautiful. That is a beautiful cover. The Weaver and the Witch Queen by Genevieve Gornichek. Fantasy. The lives of two women, one desperate only to save her missing sister, the other a witch destined to become a queen of Norway, entwine. I'm half related. Odny and Gunhild meet as children in 10th century Norway, and they could not be more different. Odny hopes for a quiet life, while Gunhild burns for power and longs to escape her cruel mother. But after a visiting wise woman makes an ominous prophecy that involves Odny, her sister Signy, and Gunhild, three girls take a blood oath to help one another always. Norwegian, Scandinavian history, that's different. There's not a lot of that out there. When Odny's farm is destroyed and Signy is kidnapped by Viking raiders, Odny is set adrift from the life she imagined, but she's determined to save her sister no matter the cost, even as she finds herself irresistibly drawn to one of the raiders who participated in the attack. And in the far north, Gunhild, who fled her home years ago to learn the ways of a witch, is surprised to find her destiny seems to be linked with that of the formidable King Eric, heir apparent to the ruler of all Norway. But the bonds, both enchanted and emotional, that hold the two women together are strong. And when they find their way back to each other, these bonds will be tested in ways they could never have foreseen in this deeply moving novel of magic, history, and sworn sisterhood. I will give it points for doing a culture that is not often in this type of book. Worlds Beyond Time, sci-fi art of the 1970s. That's a nonfiction. Very cool, though. They should give us some samples there. But that is the fantasy and science fiction of this week. I don't think I will check any of those out. All right. Let's go back to, we were looking at the cozies and the romances on freshfiction.com. I need a sip here, just a minute. Coffee is required. Plus, these were jumping, and I'm wondering if there's a better way to, let's turn that off. Better way to bring some of these up. Why don't do this? Let's try this. Would that be helpful? Let's see. We did Death of the Clam Digger. I remember the clam and all the puns that they had in there. It's too early for puns. Death on the Beach by Steph Broadrib. Here. The Retired Detectives Club, number 3. Did she jump or was she pushed? The retired detectives have a theory. Now they just need the evidence. The brand new Shimmering Sands retirement community is a beachfront paradise until realtor Jessie Beckton plunges to her death from the penthouse suite she's selling. When the cops rule out foul play, the retired detectives agree to step in. They're certain Jessie was murdered, but how can they prove it when the apartment was locked from the inside? And that's all I read from that, because sometimes they do spoilers. That is a nice cover. Third book in the series. Nice thing again about this site is on freshfiction.com. They give you all, all the options of where you'd like to purchase it. That is really cool. Oh, but typically they have the other 3 books listed here, or the other books in the series there. It looks like that is also a trend lately, is the senior sleuths. I'm not opposed to that trend. That's pretty cool. I like a lot of coffee. I don't know how many ounces that is, but yeah, I likes it. All right, let's go back. Death on the Beach. Devil's Delight, MC Beaton. This one is probably a paperback release of a hardcover. Yeah. Diablo Lake. Doesn't say what that is. Digging Deeper. Harlequin Romance. In the intrigue line. Oh, yeah, Sarah was talking about that. That cover looks... I'm sure people are very turned off. Because she's buried. She's buried alive. She's been buried alive. Now it's a race against time to save her. When former FBI analyst Laura Graham wakes buried in a makeshift coffin, she has only her training to keep her calm and her faith that Deputy Chief Will Dresden is on the case. But who would have trapped Laura? Did her work putting a serial killer behind bars make her a target? And can the man she once loved and left find her before time runs out? From Harlequin Intrigue, Seek Thrills, Solve Crimes, Justice Served. I admire somebody who can do that, but that would be a hard one to read. I don't know. Yes, I've noticed that seniors are more prominent in books. No one's thought of romance series featuring. I do like a maturer romance, actually. I like second chance romance stories, and maturer romances are past that, hopefully, insta love. They're bringing maturer ideas about relationships. I do like that. I love J.D. Robb. Oh, I read J.D. Robb from the very beginning when nobody knew it was Nora Roberts, and I have the original paperback. I love me some J.D. Robb. All right. That one we looked at. That one, Encore. That I believe is the re-release of the paperback. Everyone Here is Lying. Did we look at that one? I think we did. Plot twist. That's kind of confusing. This is plot twist there, but this one says it's X's and Crows. What are they talking about? Plot twist. By Erin LaRosa, The Hollywood, #2. Did we look at that one? Yeah. I think that's a hardback coming out in paperback. Debbie McComber. That one's not showing his digital. Tracy Peterson, Finding Us, historical romance. Let's look at that one. That one, I think, is also a... Nope, it's new. I think it's new. All right, let's take a look. It's a Christian historical romance that is also having popularity, which is good. You know, sometimes you just want to read something sweet, not gritty. I've been watching The Last Tango in Halifax on Netflix. I love British series too. I love them. I have subscriptions to both BritBox and Good One. Let's see. Finding Us. Hang on. She's clicking. She's out of control. It's kind of a pretty cover. There's that half-face cover. One candid photograph will change the lives of 4 people forever. While taking photographs at an exposition in Seattle in 1909, camera girl Eleanor Bellonet snaps an image of a woman in widow's clothes with deep sorrow etched in her expression and a young infant in her arms. Eleanor longs to study botany at the University of Washington and soon becomes fast friends with botanist Bill Reed, but she can't stop thinking about the widow in the photograph. She is stunned to learn Bill recognizes the woman as the sister-in-law he believed lost in a shipwreck. As Eleanor and Bill hunt for Amelia Reed to reunite her with her grief-stricken husband, they must stand together to face the danger that follows and learn to trust that God will direct their paths. That sounds pretty cool. Yes. From High Rise to High Country, Western Romance. As if you could not tell. A Sexy City versus Country Western Romance. High Country Hawks #2. That's funny. I like it. Let's see. A nosy history professor determined to share the truth and a grumpy rancher who wants to protect his family secrets clash until their unbridled chemistry changes everything. She's not supposed to get involved, especially not with a cowboy as sexy as him. History professor Ruby Monaco wants to feature the wealthy Colorado ranching dynasty, the Hawks family, in her new book. Instead, she accidentally crashes a family wedding and infuriates, we're passing over that word, gorgeous cowboy Austin Hawks. Now she needs his help to complete her research, and he isn't having any of it. He'd rather the stunning city slicker pack her bags and return to Boston, taking their electric attraction with her. She'll need to earn his trust, even as she tries to resist his touch. But the Hawks family is hiding some big secrets. Can Ruby tell the whole story, without sacrificing Austin's trust or her heart? Well, that sounds a little intriguing. And a pretty cover. Ghosted, young adult horror. No thank you. Give the Devil His Duke. Historical romance. You're talking my language. I love historicals. Historical mysteries. Historical romances. I just love it. Give the Devil His Duke. Drop Dead Dukes #1. So first in a series by Anna Bradley. Set in Regency, London. The new trilogy sets fiercely alpha dukes against the duchesses who are determined to transform their delinquent husbands by any means necessary. One should never judge a duke by his cover. As far as London society knows, Giles Drew, the Duke of Basingstoke, is everything a proper aristocrat ought to be, but when a notorious scandal sheet publishes details of Giles's questionable bedroom antics, only one bride can salvage his reputation. Prim and penniless, Francesca Stanhope has resigned herself to a season full of the ton's snickering, until the Duke of Basingstoke's dizzying courtship transforms her fate. Yet wedded bliss quickly turns into a clash of wills, as Franny realizes her handsome Duke is a devil in disguise. But beneath the newlywed skirmishes lies scorching heat, and while each attempts to tame the other, the truth is that this unconventional union may be all that either could ever desire. And looking at the first line here, it says, once, when Franny was a child, her father had shown her a drawing in one of his history tomes of the gruesome fate that befell traitors to the English crown. That sounds not bad. That sounds not bad. Are you reading anything right now? What genres do you enjoy? Good question, Mary. It is. Some of these are sounding very good. Mary, did you finish your book last night? You only had 25 pages left. There's a sci-fi, horror, Hidden away at Promised Lodge, romance, Amish. I forgot to open up that. It's a sweet little cover. Oh, page not found. Let's go this way. Hidden away at Promised Lodge. Book 7 of 7 in the Promised Lodge series, looks like. Small town Missouri setting. There are no secrets among Missouri's Amish community of Promised Lodge as they share their joys, burdens, and blessings, but two visitors with a hidden agenda bring some surprising revelations and unexpected saving graces. That looks kind of sweet. I'm running out of time, so we're still only in the H's. His Texas Runaway Bride. Another Harlequin. This is in the heartwarming. Oh, that is a pretty cover. That is a pretty cover. I like that. A clean and uplifting romance. Running from a wedding into happily ever after, Willow Sanderson doesn't want to be a Dallas trophy wife. After ditching her wedding and fleeing to sleepy Maple Grove, Texas, the pediatric nurse immediately gets hired as a live-in nanny for the widowed sheriff's young... That's our sign. Running out of time. Widow sheriff's young son. She soon falls for adorable Camden Collar and his dad, Bryce. But when Willow's past and her fiance catch up with her, will her handsome boss want her to stay? That sounds pretty cool, and that is a very pretty cover. I like that. What happens if we click on that? Nope. Okay. I must confess I did not finish it. I'm standing in the... It gets tired standing in corners. I tell you, the legs wear out. Hot and heavy, romance, erotica, sensual. House of Roots and Ruin. Young adult, fantasy, sci-fi, suspense, thriller. What? They couldn't throw romance in there? How the Duke Met His Match. Historical romance. She looks like she has character in that picture. Set in Regency. I love the Regency. Propose in haste. Repent at leisure. Alexander, Duke of Harwell, couldn't stand by and let a rogue ruin heiress Emma. To save her reputation, he shocks himself by announcing their engagement, but the widower doesn't want to remarry, and independent Emma is equally displeased, even if a paper marriage is the only solution. Yet as Emma bonds with his young sons, filling their home with warmth again, dormant feelings stir in Alex, and he wonders if he's met his match. That sounds pretty good, too. Can't go wrong. Well, you can't go wrong with a historical romance, but I like them. I did it for you. We looked at that. Sci-fi. Well, why didn't that show up in our side? Oh, because it wasn't in the other side. In the Case of Heartbreak, romance comedy. That looks like an LGBTQ. Intermission, women's friendship fiction. Just a few fake kisses. ... That is what we will start up tomorrow. All right, let's get back to here. And it's me. Oh, the bells, the bells. The tintinabulation of the bells. May see you later on Thunder. Mars descendant can only stay a short while this morning there. Off to see friends in Northern Virginia. Awesome. I know. I love Regency. I've loved Regency for, I don't know, probably since Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen, all that. Not Bridgerton. Bridgerton came after, way after. I appreciate everybody showing up today. I appreciate everybody who's going to watch it later. Thank you very much. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit notification if you like. I appreciate it. Tell people about it if you want to. Tonight we're going to have some reading sprints again starting at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Maybe 6:05 to give me a little bit because I have to, when I get home after battling all the traffic, Keo wants to go outside, and I'll get back as quickly as I can. So I'm going to say 6:05 just to give me a couple extra minutes there. Everybody have a wonderful day. Do some reading. Remember, you don't get good person points if you're reading something you don't like. Set it aside if you're not liking. You can DNF a book. You're not being graded. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and I will see you guys hopefully later this evening or tomorrow morning or whenever you're able to tune in. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.